Good morning, everyone. How is everyone today on this cold and gloomy Tuesday? Kind of gray and yucky here. So I hope it's nicer wherever you are. I'm going to just hop in and invite everybody again. So just bear with me while I do this. I'll try to do it quickly. Hope everybody had a good weekend. We've talked about, this time of year is a really good time for that kind of that winter hibernation. So I hope everybody's had a chance to do that. I had a couple weekends in a row where I got home on Friday after work, and I didn't leave again until I went to work on Monday, and I absolutely loved it. I wish I had a couple more weekends like that because it does not happen very often around here. It's usually too busy or something going on. So it was nice to get at least a couple of those in. This weekend I have to go to Boston for work, so I will be gone for a couple of days for work. So there will be no resting this weekend coming up. So maybe the next weekend I can get in another weekend of not having to go anywhere before all the craziness of things start happening. We have lots on our schedule. My son is going to be moving, and we have birthday parties coming up. So it's going to not be too long before we're in that swing of that busy season again. So if you have a chance to just stay home, I know some people get fidgety bored. My husband is a Virgo and he cannot stand to just sit here and do nothing for the weekend. So I know that's hard for some of you, but you really should try to make some of that time to just sit and relax and enjoy the day. So I've sent out some invites, so we've done that. So before we get started too much, I'm going to light this smudge here, my sage. This bundle never wants to stay lit. And the theory behind that is if your sage doesn't burn, you don't need to sage. But I still like to have a little bit of sage here in the morning for us. Sage my hands. Our hands are a tool of sending and receiving, so never hurts to just smudge a little bit there. All right, so before I forget, last week we pulled actually I think it was 2 weeks ago because we didn't do class or video last Tuesday, so that was 2 weeks ago. So that was fire agate, and you can kind of see a picture on the back. So we'll put that one back in and we'll pull a new one. This isn't like pulling for any particular person, kind of pulling for the group as a whole, and it's just another way of us getting to see some of the different gemstones and getting familiar with that. I think this is the guy we're supposed to have today. He just jumped right out of the deck, so I'm gonna go with that. He wants to be seen, so we'll take a look at him. Yeah, and so if anybody ever wants hard pull, I do make posts for it and stuff, but if somebody just is really feeling like they want a card pull, they can always just send me a private message or something. So what I pulled for today is sapphire. So that is a throat and a third eye gemstone. And again, we've talked about this a little bit, but it's blue. So sapphire is blue. So if you look at your color scale on your chakras, your throat is blue, and your third eye is kind of like an indigo blue color. So that's an easy way. So if you're out shopping for gemstones and you really don't know exactly what you're looking for, you can just remember the colors of your chakra. So if you want to work on heart, it would be green. If you want to work on throat, it would be blue. So you can just refer to the chakra colors, and that's an easy way. But let me tell you about this. So sapphire is a stone of fidelity and loyalty. It calms and heals the mind, helps you channel information, which is where that's going to come into your throat chakra, and aids in discerning the most effective communication methods also. To have pulled this card because you need to eloquently express your innermost truth with insight from the highest planes. Meditate with sapphire for peace. Intellect, stimulate, and ancient wisdom. And I don't have a piece of sapphire. I have a lot of blue, but I don't have a sapphire yet. So we'll just put that there for now. And another thing I wanted to do real quick before we get started is I did get another new book. So this is another one of Athena's books. I've showed you the chakra book, the other chakra book I have. Honestly, I haven't had much of a chance. This just came and we've been busy. So I haven't had much of a chance to sit and read it or even actually really even look at it. But see, there's your blue. So this is your third eye. So this is that blue indigo color. And see, there's the throat, which is also blue. So you can kind of go through it that way. But as always, she has beautiful, beautiful pictures in her books of goddesses, and there's recipes, and see, there's different recipe things in here. So I'm sure at some point we'll be using that book. I know I will be. All right. So last Thursday we, and I do apologize, last week was a mess. So hopefully this week is better. On and off for the last couple of weeks I've been sick. And I've been running around like crazy doing stuff. My husband just went on a business trip, and it's weird because like neither one of us ever like travels for work, and he traveled last weekend and I have to travel this weekend, but he brought me home a mug from the airport. So yeah, so I apologize for last week. It was kind of all over the place. It was crazy. So hopefully this week will be a little bit better. All right. So last Thursday we talked about Imbolc, and I went over a little teeny bit about what that is, and that's basically the celebration of getting ready. So it's a celebration to prepare for spring coming back is basically all that is. But they do honor the goddess Bridget for that holiday. She is definitely a warrior. But she's very, very virtuous, and so she is just I don't know the way to say it. Out of the gods and goddesses, she's, there's goddesses of war and everything, but Bridget is she is a warrior, but she is very feminine, but she's very virtuous. So if you were going to pick one to work with, she would be one I would recommend. So we went over a little bit. I'll just recap here. Yeah, so for spring, I'm just going back over what I had for last week, for Thursdays. So it's basically acknowledging the lengthening of the days. You'll notice that the sun is out much longer. Like I was at work last night about 5 o'clock, and it was still wasn't like light, but it wasn't dark either. So that was nice. So I have 5 little things here that I'm going to go over. I have a couple more on another sheet. If we have time, maybe we'll touch base on a couple of those, but these 5 I wanted to go over first. So I always give you, or I try to, I shouldn't say always, I try to give you little easy practices you can do to honor these holidays. So, if you're not pagan and you don't want to celebrate the holiday, that's perfectly fine. But some of these things are just things that are good for you as a whole. So even if you're not doing this with an intention, sorry, excuse me, if you're not doing it with an intention, that's fine. But I think I always tell people, even if you're not celebrating the holiday, these things are always good things to just try to incorporate into your, I say practice, but your daily rituals, because a lot of it is a lot of self-care as well. So just, I'll go over it and then you guys can decide, I guess. So one of the first things is treat yourself. Losing my thoughts today, I guess. So it's for resting. So one of the things I just talked about with you is, having some time to just stay home and relax and rest, and just kind of take some time for yourself, which we've talked about. Winter is a good time for that, the basic reason of hibernating. It's to rest before the busy summer comes. But this kind of rest is more like not like a sleeping, hibernating rest. It's more like a care rest. And that's probably, I'm sorry if that's confusing, but it's more like meditating. And, we'll talk about some of the other things here that come up along with it as well. But, taking a nice salt bath, an Epsom salt bath would be a really good idea. Going for a walk. I know right now for us here in New Hampshire, that's kind of hard when it's like only 6 degrees. I'm sorry, I'm not going out for a walk. I love nature, but I'm not going out for a walk if it's 6 degrees. It's just not happening. You could eat a lot of whole foods. So one of the things that I just was learning, which is not related to this, but I'll kind of take this as a little segue here, is if you're trying to raise your vibration, and I think we've talked about this some, so I'm sorry if it's repeating, but I think it's always good to hear it again. If you're trying to raise your vibration, you really need to just eat better. And at one point, I'm pretty sure I put a list up of foods that will raise your vibration and foods that would lower your vibration. But an easy way to just, because I'm horrible with lists. I'm not going to go in the grocery store with a list and go like, I can't have this, I can't have this, I can't have this. It's not me. So a little tip that was easy for me to remember is just remember to try to get 50% of your food in a day that has been touched by the sun. So that would include any of your fruits and vegetables. It would include herbs. It would include nuts, things of that sort. So your chicken nugget was not touched by the sun. And you can't say, well, the chicken ran around in the sun. That doesn't count. Okay. So just that's an easy thing to try to remember, is just to try to get 50% of your intake for your food to be touched by the sun. So fruits, vegetables, herbs, spices, so if you I'm not a big person for like cooking my vegetables. I tend to like mine raw, but if you wanted to cook your vegetables, certainly take your vegetables and add your herbs and things with maybe a little oil and cook it that way. There's always lots of recipes on Pinterest. I'm not going to bore you with that because you can find more recipes than you'll ever make in a lifetime on Pinterest if you're interested in that. But so 50% of your food touched by the sun. So that's an easy way to just kind of remember things that will help raise your vibration. So take a walk, meditation, relax, take a bath, things like that. Do a mud mask, something like that. So it's relaxing and resting, but it's kind of self-care at the same time. So then 2 is cleaning, and that is your inner and your outer. A lot of holidays are based around that cleaning. Sweeping your floors and sweeping it right out the door is a good way to work with that energy. But just cleaning, anything that's, just clutter in your house, which I have way more stuff than I need. And I'm going to take this next couple of weeks. Like I said, my son is going to be moving. And so I'm going to kind of go through my stuff and go, yeah, I haven't really used this and stuff. So I have like a ton of glasses that, there's 2 of us that live in this house and we have like 40 glasses. So probably, going to get rid of some stuff that way. So, or if you don't have somebody that needs it, there's always thrift stores, consignment stores. I don't recommend throwing things away unless, they're just really not in a good condition. But, try to always reuse, recycle, repurpose. But yeah, just do a little bit of cleaning this weekend. So cleaning of yourself kind of is going to go into the next one as well. So there's always a fire. We love our bonfires. So if you can have a bonfire, if not, you can use a candle. You can use candle magic if you don't have a big spot to have a bonfire. We do have a big spot for a bonfire in our backyard, but again, if it's like 6 degrees, I'm not going outside and starting a bonfire. It's just not going to happen. So you can always use a candle. That works fine. So the cleansing of yourself going into the fire part is, again, this is a time to release, just like at the new moon. So you can, visualize that release. If you wanted to visualize the release in a nice salt bath, that's one way you could do it. But a lot of times when you do a release, you write it on a piece of paper, or I like to use bay leaves, and write whatever it is you're trying to release on there, whether it be heartache from a breakup, anger for a family member, whether it's your self-consciousness, whether you're trying to release insecurities, it can be anything. It doesn't have to be specific. It doesn't have to be, like detailed out or anything. Just one or 2 words on a piece of paper or on a leaf, and then you can throw it in the bonfire, or just light the paper or leaf with your candle that you have, and just make sure you have a container that you can put it in so it can safely burn, so you don't set your house on fire. We don't want that big of a bonfire. So lighting a fire, is always a good way to honor Bridget. But again, I would love to go outside right now with my shoes off and sit in the grass and have a nice big bonfire, but it's just not going to happen. But all of those are really good ways to honor Bridget. So, if you can, it's great. And also, it's just a nice way to welcome spring. You know, be ready for it. So the last little thing I wanted to go over again was, and again, we've kind of touched on it in all of these, but so it's honoring yourself. So that kind of what I was talking about with releasing is going to be good for you, getting rid of anything you don't want. The little bit of eating a little bit better food is going to be better for you. And, like I said, self-care. So if you take a nice hot bath or do a mud mask or something like that, it's all, if you don't have anything to do with pagans, or if you don't want to honor Bridget, or you don't want to celebrate Imbolc or any of those things, that's perfectly fine. It's still just a really great time of year to do all those things if you can. But that's all those things are for honoring yourself, as well as all of those things that I just said. So, this is a good time of year where, say, I don't know, you bought a blouse and you really, really love the blouse, but you got it home and you put it on and you went, I don't really know if I should wear that to work, or I don't really know if I should wear that. As much as I love it, maybe the color's too bold, or maybe it's a little too low in the front. Just be brave and do it. If you love it and you want to wear it, wear it. So I had no intentions of coloring my hair blue this weekend, but it came out blue and I kind of like it. So I'm going to keep it. I know there's probably a lot of people out there that are going to walk around and go, that old lady has blue hair. But I don't live with them. I live with me. And I like it. So that's really, I mean, I did ask my husband if he liked it, and he said he did. So that was nice. But try to take this time to kind of, I don't want to say step out, but just kind of take that step to doing what you want to do. So if you have, maybe you've always wanted to learn how to pull tarot cards, and you just never did it because somebody in your family thought you were going to be cuckoo, or you wanted to work with a pendulum and you never did because your friends will think you're insane. I had all those thoughts too. And one day I just decided, you know what? I want to do it, and I'm going to learn it, and I'm going to do it. And if people want to share it with me, they can. If they don't have to. That's perfectly fine. I'm not going to make anybody. So coming into the spring and coming into this busy section of our year, just try to take some time and think about something that you really want to do. And I really don't think it's going to be that much work, because I think most of you kind of have that in the back of your head already, of these things you just love to do, but my mom will think I'm crazy, or my brother won't speak to me if I do this or whatever. And I think you'll realize that, I never want to tell you to alienate your family, but a lot of times you'll realize that your family's a little bit more accepting than you think they are. It's funny because when I first started doing all this and everything, my mother had mentioned something to my nephew, and he just said, yep, that sounds like Aunt Julie. So he wasn't surprised that this was something that I was doing. And so I think, you don't have to be as scared as you are. You don't have to be quite as doubtful as you are. But just live for you. If there's something you want to do, if you want to color your hair purple or blue, go color your hair purple or blue. If you want to wear the shirt that's wacky, funky print because you love it, wear it. Who cares? If it makes you happy and you want to wear it, wear it. Don't wear something see-through to work, though, you know. I mean, just saying. There's kind of a little bit of a line, but so yeah, so you know, and just try to release any negativity while you're doing all this. You know, we've talked over and over again about the visualization of you know, the good energy coming up through the bottom of your feet. You know, if you could be barefoot, you know, like I said, not outdoors, but if you could just be barefoot. If you got a wooden floor, that'll kind of work for the purpose. But any floor really, because it's more the visualization that is important in this technique. It's just to visualize the good energy coming from the earth, a nice white light coming up through the bottom of your feet. You know, do it slowly. I'm not doing it slowly because it's the video and you guys would get bored, but slowly visualize it coming up through your legs in your body. And as it's doing that, it's pushing out anything that's negative or not suiting you. And then you're going to push it down through and it's going to drip off your fingers and it's going to drip back down to the earth where Gaia is going to turn that back into more light energy for you. So it's just a really good way to just visualize getting all of that. I visualize it as black tar and just get rid of anything that's weighing you down, that's heavy, that's icky, that's gross, and just get rid of it and fill you up with light. So, and you can do that anytime. I mean, literally, if you're at work and you're just having a bad day, or I guess even if you're not having a bad day, you can just sit at your chair and just put your feet on the floor, you know, flat, both feet flat, and just do that visualization. Close your eyes, and it only takes a few minutes. You don't need to go anywhere. I mean, it's kind of nice to do it in a nice hot bath, salt bath, and things like that. But you don't need to. You can literally do that anywhere. You're riding the bus home. Do it on the bus. Riding the subway home, do it on the subway. Whatever. It only takes a minute. Don't do it if you're driving. It only takes a few minutes. So, I've got a few minutes here. Let me just check my other paper here, see if there's anything. Because I think I tried to combine both of them. So, one of the things, and I am not crafty like this, but you could try to make yourself a nice crown of flowers for spring. You can, I think one of the ones on here was the face mask. Yep. So there's the face mask one. If you are crafty, you could try to make a Bridget cross, and I have a picture here, but it's not a very good one. Yeah, you're not going to be able to see it. I'll have to post a picture of it for you. Actually, wait. I have one here on my other paper. So you could try to make a Bridget cross if you're crafty. You could do the face mask. Tea, drink just a cup of tea, go for a hike or a walk, make a wreath, take a bath, candles, eat and drink foods with spices, honor the goddess, you know, and then it just burn some incense. So it's pretty much all the things that we just talked about. So those are all really good things you could do for Imbolc, which is on February 1st, which is Friday, which is the day I have to travel for work. So I have to get something I can do while I'm on the road. So that might be a little trickier. I could take a candle with me. And maybe the hotel will have a bathtub. I can take a tub. I did get a new stone I wanted to share with you real quick. And so this is a little bit of a different one. It's not one that I would normally buy. And sorry that the camera's probably not picking it up great. It is, the middle stripe here is kind of a purpley brown. You can see it kind of matches my fingernails, which is a dark purple. So the camera doesn't really pick it up great. And then the rest of it is gray, but there's a strip that goes all the way around the whole thing. And as you can see, it's smooth. So a little bit of a different one here. Not one I would normally buy, but Valentine's Day is coming, and we can always use some love energy in the house. Anyone can use love energy anytime, anywhere. We always need more love in the world. But this stone is a sexual energy stone. So it's going to help open the Kundalini and awaken passion. It's going to aligns and balances your sacral. I cannot talk sometimes. Sacral chakra. And then again, it says, oh, carry in your pocket, put in a medicine bag, things of that sort. So yeah, I've never had one of these before, and I like to try to have some different ones. As I've collected more of the ones that I want, like I really wanted a bunch of them to start with, and so I've got a lot of those. So now I'm going to try to start getting some different ones that I wouldn't normally have. So that is, oh, sorry, I didn't tell you what it was called. That is called a Shiva Lingam. So S-H-I-V-A, Shiva Lingam, L-I-N-G-A-M. And so that does go with your lower chakra, but it goes with the Kundalini and all that stuff. All right, so the other thing I wanted to do real quick is I'm going to have a little giveaway for Valentine's Day. I don't know exactly what I'm going to have in it. I've picked two things. I may add to it. I may not. Depends on how I feel. So I have this giant piece of rose quartz. Beautiful piece. It's hard to see with the camera, but you can see there's all kinds of stuff going on in there. Sometimes it's easier with the light going through it. Sorry, my camera's just not doing it justice. But so I have a piece of the rose quartz, and I have a little sample of Dia perfume here. And like I said, I may add to it. I don't know. Oop. Time to go to work. I may add to it. You don't have to do anything for this giveaway. I'm going to create a post. So I'll take a picture of it and put it up on the group page as a giveaway. So all you have to do is comment that you want it. Maybe I'll make you work for it a little bit. Maybe I'll ask you for something, just a question. It won't be to do much. Maybe some little question you have to answer or something. And then I will give it away probably a little bit before Valentine's Day, so I have time to get it mailed to whoever wins so that they can have it for Valentine's Day. I was going to pull it on Valentine's Day, but I'm like, yeah, and then they're going to get it like a week later, and it's still a good gift, but I'll pull it. So I'll look at the calendar and pick a date and keep the post going till that date, and then I'll pick a winner so that I have time to get it out and get it mailed or delivered or whatever to whoever it is that wins, so they can have it for Valentine's Day. So with that, if you have any questions in general, if you have any questions about Bridget or Imbolc or other ideas that you could maybe do, you can certainly pop a question in there and ask me. If you have an idea or suggestion of something we could do, go ahead and feel free to put that in the comments as well. It's always kind of good to hear how other people like to do things. So again, if you ever want card pulled, you can just send me a private message. We've talked about the pendulum before, but I still think a lot of people are confused about what it is. It's a really great tool for just a simple yes/no questions. You can obviously do a lot more with it you can do a lot more with it than that, but it's just really great for yes/no questions. So if you're trying to make a decision about something and you're just not sure, you can always ask the pendulum. So it's for yes/no questions, really. So if you have a question that you're just struggling with, you can just send me a quick message and I can ask the pendulum for you. If I should cut my hair short, yes or no? Should I get a perm? Yes or no? Should I buy this shirt? Yes or no? Should I buy a new car? I don't know. Whatever it is, if you're struggling with an answer, getting a yes or no answer, you can just always ask me and I can ask the pendulum for you if you'd like. So again, if you have any questions or anything, let me know. If there's anything else you're interested in learning, like I said, Bridget or Imbolc or more ways to honor that holiday. God, I'm really brain dead today. I didn't mention in my little thing there, but it's something I always do for Imbolc, and it's really super easy. I take a little glass, and I should have had it set up, but I just remembered it. A little clear glass. You could get those little like round bowls at the dollar store. That'll work too. And then I fill it up about halfway with salt, white salt, Epsom salt, kitchen salt, whatever you want to use. And then I just stick 2 or 3 bay leaves in it, so it kind of is that representation of the new flowers coming out through the snow. And it's really pretty and it's super easy to do. And I usually have 1 or 2 of those I do and put around the house. I have one on the kitchen table and one on the counter and things of that sort. So it's just that nice little symbolization of the plants coming through the snow. And it's super easy and it's super cheap. And then you could decorate your glass if you wanted or anything, but I don't. I just use a little glass and it's just a clear kitchen glass, a little round clear kitchen glass that I use and do that. So that's a really great way to do it. I think I have a picture of it somewhere, so I could put that up for you if you want. All right, so with that, I'm off to another day of work. How exciting. So I will get the pictures up for the giveaway. And if I add to it, I'll let you guys know if I'm going to add to it. Maybe I'll add in a couple of incense or something like that for you. And kind of make it a little bit of a, so you have your stone, your perfume, and maybe some incense or something. So it would be a nice little Valentine's gift. So with that, I bid you guys a good day. I hope to see you all on Thursday. Thursday, I think we might go over Aquarius, but if there's something anybody else wants to know, again, just always pop in and give me a comment or a question that there's something else you're looking to learn, and we'll make sure we get that in the schedule for you, because I want to talk about what you guys want to talk about. I want to keep you guys interested and happy and have you stay with me. But yeah, so, and there was a couple of comments that you were interested in learning to do some actual crafting stuff. So we could pick a day and we could do a medicine bag. We could pick a day and do a little bit of perfume, things of that sort. So we'll try to get some of that in there for you too. So yeah, hopefully we can make it a little bit more fun, besides just all knowledge all the time. So knowledge is great, but we all want to have fun. All right, so remember to be kind. Your kindness could change your day and someone else's day as well, because everybody has a story, and if somebody's being grumpy in front of you, it may just be that they've had a really bad day, and your kindness could potentially change their day, or hey, even their life. So you never know. So with that, thank you for being here. Have a great day. Lots of love.